Kia ora, talofa. Thank you for watching. My name's Katrina. This is my brother-in-law, Sovite, and thankfully he's come here to talk about his journey with being drug-free.
Yeah, yep.
So this is quite candid for me, and I think we've known each other for well over 30 years. And when I talked with you on the phone a couple of weeks ago, and I had said to you, in all of our time we've known each other, I think we've only actually had 3 conversations, and then you agreed like straight away.
Yeah.
And for me, that was purely because in all of our time we've known each other, there was really no reason for us to talk.
No.
No, you know, like, so I'm married to one of your brothers, and that relationship was for you and him, not really for you and I.
No.
Like, of course, we always acknowledged each other, the children and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that that was purely based on you know, taking drugs and all of that, but that was just something that was unspoken, and you just, like, I always knew there's no place for me really to talk to you.
Yeah.
But I thought, should we go right back, or as back as
Yeah,
far back as you want?
as far back as you want. But, you know, all I thought was because you were different to, you know, like, because you're Samoan, and that's why I had to respect your space as, you know, knowing, you know, growing up Samoan, how do they call it, Wha Samoa way, you know, and I didn't want to cross any things being my brother's wife.
Yeah,
you know?
I probably never thought about it like that. I think I just thought about you as there's just not really much conversation to have, because I used to think...
Yeah, well, there wasn't, and if there was, I'll go through to my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's pretty big, Vedi. Like, when I talked to you about it first, and you were like, or when I bumped into you, I think at the hospital, and you were visiting the old lady, and then I could see the physical change, of course. Like, I've never been a drug user myself, of course, been the spouse and family member of many.
Yeah.
So even for me to just see,
Yeah.
with addiction, to see the physical change in you, and then not just that, you were just so open.
Yeah, I think that's what's being sober, or, you know, being abstinence from drugs makes you honest. That's part of our program, and, you know, is honesty, you know, and talking openly, being open-minded, and willingness, and all that other stuff that comes with it, because you learn all that stuff from rehab too. You know, and I did 2 rehabs. I did one
By choice?
No, not really. One was to save my save my ass from going to jail.
Yep.
But it didn't work. I still got sent to jail, which was, to me, was a blessing in disguise. And that's where the second rehab program they had in prison that I did in there, which was a 6-month program.
Had you ever known anybody that had gone through rehab? Like, well, I can't say successfully, because you're always in rehab, aren't you?
What do you mean?
Is that because I don't even know the terms, like when you talk about being abstinent from
Drugs.
Like all that is new
Lingo.
Yeah, to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't even know what it was. You know, it was, to me, it was by chance. The judge, like, you know, okay, to cut the long story short, I was going up for supply for meth, okay, and I thought, I was just a little timing drug dealer, and, you know, and that's how I like to keep it. I didn't want to go any bigger, and because I knew, you know, the end story of dealing with meth is prison, and regardless, unless you're a little snitch, and that's the only way people don't go to prison, but, you know, that's, everyone's got their own way of dealing with it, but, and so when they caught up with me, you know, and I got a sentence indicator of 5.5 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I just went, fucking hell, I didn't kill anybody, you know, or anything. And then, but I just said, I try to fight them through my court cases. And when you're dealing with methamphetamine in the community, the police have got all the powers, and they don't tolerate anything. and I found that out where I lost my court cases, you know, and even I could see the judge was questioning the police and some of their behaviour and what they were doing, well, you know, and it was like not requesting for search warrants and all this, you know, and I'm like, you know,
Were you
I'm gonna,
scared?
I'm gonna get this because you know they've overstepped the mark, and then and I knew something was up because the judge reserved his decision. You know, we okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucked now,
Yeah.
and he said I'm reserving my decision. You know, and this is where the cops are going to go in and go there. Look, we had an informant tell us what was going on. You know, because I could tell that I got snitched on just the way the police did their little tactics and blocking me in. You know, and I did everything I knew by trying to play my cards right by having a female driver. I was in the back, couldn't see me, tinted windows. You know, there was no way they could see that I was in that car.
Yeah.
But they just, their wording in the courts was they knew the car was mine and was a known drug dealer's car. But anyway, the judge gave me 5.5 years sentence indicator. And when I lost that case, I just went, fuck it.
Yeah.
Guilty, you know, let's just get it on, you know, get it over and done with. And then, so he reminded me, he sort of looked at me, oh, yeah, okay, and then reminded me for sentencing. And then while I was on that remand, I didn't know that the government had sort of given people that have addiction problems to address their problem.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know nothing about it. That's how much I was not in base, or you know, I wasn't in touch with what's going on in the country.
Yeah.
You know, with my addiction, and that was the chance for me to address my problem, but I didn't see that it was addressing my problem. All I saw was I can get bail and use some more until I go get sentenced.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that what you did?
Yeah, well, of course.
I'm just so intrigued of your story. So when you talk like this, does it feel like you're talking about somebody else?
No, I'm talking. Yeah.
Now.
That guy. Yeah, there was that guy that time when when we was using, and the prosecutor said that he's not gonna give me bail, until he could see that I'm making an effort and trying to get into a rehab. Yeah. Okay, and so when my sentence was, when my call over was coming for court, I got my case manager in the prison to get a referral request to go to the rehab, and she read it up and then sent it to my lawyer and to show the prosecutor, and the prosecutor said, "Oh yeah, okay, though he's getting referred to a rehab," and then gave me bail.
Wow.
Yeah, and this was 8 months sitting in there.
Oh, okay. So you were clean while you were waiting?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
No, I knew straight away. I used and I used until my next court hearing. Wow. And then the next court hearing, I didn't even remember it. My lawyer's ringing up, "Did you know you had a court hearing?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, did I?" And he's going, "You gotta the prosecutor wants you to start your leg because you're not doing anything about it."
Okay.
Their referral was just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I did follow it up, and that was with the MASH program in Hastings. Mm-hmm. And all they said was, "Look, you're on a bracelet," because I was on e-bail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on a bracelet, and we don't take clients that are on e-bail because, and from what I've seen, it's a big process to take guys with the bracelet.
Yeah, now that
I've been through it, and then I just thought you guys just being assholes,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, and fuck yous, I don't care anyway, because I was just too smashed, and didn't really give a fuck, and then
So did you go away to rehab when you finally got approved to go?
no, well, see, this is the build up to the story on how I got to rehab, because okay, my lawyer said the prosecutor wants you to go to jail because you're not doing anything about it, because I was supposed to do some programs.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about rehab, knew nothing about drug and alcohol programs
Yeah.
or anything, and all I could think of was someone told me, my old schoolmate from Pororoa, when I was in Kenneth Creek, that he was doing. Oh, it was one of my customers was telling me that, because they went and did a program up in Taumaranui and said that, oh hey, Blackie said to say hi.
Yeah.
And I went, how do you know him? And he's like, oh, he said that, you guys, he does alcohol and drugs in Taumaranui and all this. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And then, well, anyway, after my lawyer said that, the prosecutor wants you to go to jail, start your leg, I reached out to him, and I rang him through Facebook, and I said, hey, Flecky, I need help.
Yeah.
I need, I don't want to go to jail yet. I need, I'm trying to prolong it as long as I could. And then I told him, I need to go to, do some drug and alcohol program or something, and...
Was that genuine?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And then he said that he's got a mate in Napier named Ralph, and he's involved with the Narcotics Anonymous program, and I said, oh, yeah, give me his number, and I'll ring him. And so he gave me his number, and I rang up Ralph, and I said, oh, hey, how's it going? He's going, oh, yeah, and he just said, oh, yeah, the programs are here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and Saturday, Sundays. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to do Fridays, Saturday, Sundays, a bit too much, and then, but it was at night time, it was in the evening, it was like 7:30 to 8:30, and
are these sessions, are they like the counselling sessions or?
Nah, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what it was. And it's got, and the thing is, it's got nothing to do with any counsellor. It's got nothing to do with any law enforcement groups.
Okay.
It's just ordinary people that have addiction problems that are trying to affect each other and supporting each other to beat their addiction.
And you believe that now?
Yeah, for sure. And then, because I was going there, I started it because I had to get my e-bail variations done to go to the meetings and that, and then all I was thinking was, these are going to be some new customers for me, I'm going to see how much of these guys, want some more shit.
And did you try that on?
Nah, because I had to touch and see, put my feelers out, see what they're all about.
Yeah.
And
they weren't about that.
They weren't about that,
Yeah.
nah. And the crazy thing was, people that owed me money was in there.
Oh my.
Yeah. And this one, and I went, hey, and they were freaking out going, oh, and I said, look, don't worry about it, if you come here to help yourself. But this was after a while, after I started going to after a few meetings, after a few weeks, and then bumping into these people that owed me. And then I could see the journey that they were on.
Oh, wow.
But I was going there like, I was smashed every time I went there.
I was going to say, did you actually sit there and share?
No,
or,
I sat there, I was
the box.
smashed, It was just a tick in the box for me, And I'm like, okay, I'm going to NA now. And then I was just sitting there and just listening to them sharing their stories and sharing their recovery stories and their hopes and dreams, and where they want to go in life and what they want to do. And and I'm sitting there like, I want to be like that. I want to, I want some of that. But how am I going to do it? I can't beat this addiction. I'm going there smashed every day.
Yeah.
And all the, and I didn't know when to start. And my lawyers, he was the one trying to find me a rehab. and told me that, oh, look, there's a bridge program. So I knew nothing about rehab in Wellington, and the judge said that, you know, there's an opening for you to get in there if you want. You know, and all I'm thinking was,
Yeah.
well, this is going to keep me out longer.
Yeah.
You know, and then and I told him, yep, we'll take it. You know, and this was like 6-8 months later, when I got bail.
Wow. That's a long
And
time.
then, yeah,
So you were still going to those nightly classes for 6 to 8 months?
yeah,
Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
every day. You know, and to me, that was the take off to KFC. You know,
Yeah.
go through McDonald's on the way home. You know, just shit like that, because, you know, they're on a time limit. Oh, you got to be there at this and back home or there.
Yeah.
I didn't even know anyone. And that's what I tell them. When I first come to these doors, no one even welcomed me.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, because when newcomers come to the meetings, they give them a key and go, welcome. You are the most important person in this meeting. And none of them told me that. I think they were all standoffish with me when I first turned up, because,
of course.
you know, a lot of them was like, oh shit, who's this guy that's coming? You know, and now it's all good, you know, and it's all good. And then so I got the word that I can start this the rehab down in Wellington, and then I thought, right, that's gonna be day one for me.
Yeah.
That's when I'm gonna stop using and try and clean my life up, you know, and that was for the sake of everyone around me, my family, my kids, you know, and break that curse of addiction in our family, because, you know, that's all, you know, me and my brothers and knew it was addiction.
How old were you, Vedi, when you first ever used, even if it was just dope? How old?
I think I was Form 1.
So 10, 11.
Yeah, but my first drink, probably 5, you know, with my dad in there, you know. He was an alcoholic, you know, and he, you know, but that, I can probably remember that far back, you know, but not drink to get drunk, just, hey, son, have a drink, you know, and think we were cool. But yeah, that just led to worse things when we were growing up, because that's what I thought was growing up, was getting drunk, you know, and that was all part of being growing up.
Wow.
Especially when you're growing up around today.
Was there any time, so like you're using as you're growing up, and then when the drugs started getting harder and harder, did you ever think to yourself, this is getting out of hand, or we're going to the next step of drugs? Did you think?
Nah, because I always had it, to me, I always kept it where if my body's telling me that's enough, that was enough. Because before I used drugs hard, I was more of a drinker.
Okay.
And then after I was put in jail for something I didn't do, for being drunk, and that was the drugs was the only way I could cope with doing my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
that's how I coped, and that's how I coped. Well, that's how I used.
Because you were so young when you went to jail the first time you were a teenager. Yeah, for such a long time too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how I become a drug addict, you know, alcoholic. I was more of an alcoholic before I went to jail.
So do you still call yourself a drug addict or no?
Nah.
What do you call yourself?
Call myself a recovering addict.
Oh, see, I don't know that. Yeah, recovering addict. And is there a length of time that you can say that, or is it like as soon as day one?
When we sit in our meetings, we all have our introduction and who we are, and you can say, you know, oh, I'm such and such, I'm an addict. I'm such and such, I'm beautiful. You know? And I'm like, I'm Vedi and I'm a recovering addict.
Oh. So, you know, like, okay, so my nephews, your boys, it's just like how I think about my own children. They've even known dad as one way. So when you started this, how was it for them? Did they believe you, or was it
Who's that?
your children?
my children try and use it against me.
Yeah.
You know, well, first, because my son's a drug addict, you know, and he tries to go, you know what it's like, Dad, you're a drug addict. And I was going, but I was never like that, you little cunt. You know, I didn't go stealing off people or ripping people off to do it. You know, if I couldn't afford it, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go without. I didn't go stealing things to sell off, you know, and that was that was the hardest thing about it, or how I understand about my son's drug addiction was we have these readings of preambles.
Okay.
And it explains about the damage you cause to your family and that. And you know, and
how do you handle that?
Well, it makes me understand about where he is at with his addiction, and why he's like that. You know, and to sit in meetings with addicts and listen to them share. You know, some of them are all, you know, they go to the extreme where their families are begging for them to stop and all this and helping them and all this, but they just choose not to. They just choose to have the drugs over their family. Where, to me, I told them I grew up with a poor family, and I'm used to, if I didn't have it, I'd go without. You know, and that's how I used my habit. If I couldn't afford the drugs, then just go without. It's no big deal.
But I'm going to give you a bit of applause now, because I remember I said to you, you've done lengthy legs, but you've got your own home. And then when you said to me, even while you were like in addiction, you knew to make sure to buy a home that you could service the mortgage even while you were in jail, even if you were on the unemployment benefit. And I think probably you truly, deeply always wanted to provide. And you did. You still have your home. You house, you know, your home services your mum, your son, your brother, anybody else that would come through the door. So do you look at that and think, you know, you were always working towards that? You always worked. I always remember you always holding down a job, being part of rugby club, you know, playing sport.
Yeah.
So it was like you lived there, but you did this.
Yeah. Well, the addiction, the drug addiction, that's what I mean by I always managed to maintain my addiction. I didn't go over it, because when I did, that's when everything turned to shit.
Yeah.
But that was, I knew I could, because I had everything then.
Yeah.
I had the house and all this,
Yeah.
and I just self-sabotaged myself, and that's when, and that's fucking going to jail and that, you know. And I just went, fuck, I'm too old for this shit, you know, because, but yeah, that, you know, when my younger days, you know, like, when we moved back to Napier, you know, and that was my first thing was I had to get a job and look after mum and you know, and just keep away from the gang scene, you know.
Is that hard to do, Betty? Because you're still right in the heart of it.
Yeah, I know, in the Nui. I know, we're right in the middle of the Nui, but I just keep to myself, you know, and if
but
they
you're
wanted
older
to,
now. Hey, you don't have to sign up to anything anymore.
No, I'm not answerable to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I've done my time. They know what I've been through and done, you know, and I'd like to see any of them match it or better it.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't easy.
No.
You know, and back in our day, it wasn't easy to be a prospect either, but that's another story.
Yeah.
And then, but all I did was, you know, all I knew was I went to work, and all I heard was the government's, you know, like, well, going to work, they had drug testing, you know, and so...
How would you get around that?
Yeah, well, that was the funny thing, you know, I was only, labour hire, and after a year they wanted to offer me a permanent job, and so my foreman said, look, if you're smoking that funny thing, you better stop now.
He wouldn't even have believed what you were smoking.
You better stop now, because you'll be going up for a drug test. You know, and to me, he believed in me to want to tell me that.
Yeah.
So for me to honour him was to stop. And I've never stopped in my life, you know, I've never.
Really?
And I've asked other guys that I knew smoked, how do I do this? And they just said, just drink water all day, flush your system out, you know, and that's all I did for a week.
Holy.
And then I did my drug test,
Yeah.
passed.
Oh,
That night,
got on
put
it.
on the knives. I'm celebrating, you know, and that's what I did, you know, and I never got drug tested after that, but I knew work was important, you know,
Yes.
and then listen to, I think Helen Clark was the Prime Minister at the
Yeah.
time, and she brought in this KiwiSaver
Yes.
program,
Wow.
and it was how to buy your first house.
So you're very smart.
You
You
know?
did that amongst all of that other crazy stuff.
Yeah, and so I said, oh, I'm going to sign
gonna
up.
get in. Yep.
Yeah, because I want to get me a house. This is the only way I'm going to know how to get a house, you know, and that's how I got my first home after a while with KiwiSaver. And there was a few, I don't know, what do you call it, hiccups on the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how I got my first house. And
How did you manage it at the rehab in the end? How long was that stint?
the rehab was 3 months.
Oh, that's not long.
Nah, it wasn't, and it wasn't, and it wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
The prison leg the judge gave me was the blessing in disguise,
Really? Yeah.
because it made it long enough for me not to be tempted anymore. Where when I was coming home for the weekends from rehab,
Yeah.
I was still getting triggered. I was seeing people that were, you know, on it, and I was like, oh, I just wanted to get on it. But all I did was just stayed in my bedroom,
Yeah.
stayed at home where I was safe, and that was my safe house.
Wow.
And just kept to it, you know, and just wanted to beat this addiction. I was over being an addict.
Yeah.
I knew I was over it, but I didn't know how to beat the earnings and you know.
Did you say you're an addict, or was it the meetings that made
Nah,
you say
I told him when you called me an addict, I was really offended. You know, you could call me a druggie, and I'd smile and go, "Yes, I'm a druggie,"
But
you
not
know,
an addict.
but not an addict.
Why?
Because it was more like hit home.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an addict. Shut. You know, and that's how I've talked to them about that. I said, you know, I could say yes, I'm a druggie, and think nothing of it, and
No.
be grateful that I'm a druggie. So what?
Or you're functioning and you have a home, you can
Yeah.
work, there's all those kind of things, but when it gets put in your face like that,
Yeah, that you're an addict. Holy shit.
do you look back and think you ruined relationships?
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah.
Especially with my long-term partner Vanessa. You know, I ruined her. No, not her life, but you know, I had a good thing with her, and I regret it.
Yeah.
I regret it every day. But it was my self-sabotage that I went through. You know, and that's where I just went hard out till I ended up going to jail.
Yeah.
You know.
Was self-sabotage something you knew about before, or that you would,
Nah.
could you label that?
I just wanted to see how much I could spend all my life savings. You know, I had about 15 grand there.
Holy.
Yeah. I wanted to use every day until work kicked me, you know, busted me.
You really were
and sacked me for it.
sabotaging.
Huh?
You really were ruining everything.
Yeah, and that's what I did.
Is that because you just didn't feel worthy of what you could have, or you just
Because in my mindset, I had nothing before.
Wow.
And I could get it back just like that.
Yeah.
But I forget you're getting older too.
It's not going to be that quick.
It's not going to be that, and it's going to be a lot harder, you know, but I didn't think about that. And because I was so used to having nothing, I could just switch back to that mode and then start working back on it. And and it's a lot harder, you know, it's a lot harder now, but I didn't think about, you know, you getting older too.
What does your social life look like now?
My social life is like just this NA, you know, they're part of my family now.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell them that if I wasn't coming to the meetings, I would definitely use, because I sit there and I've listened to people sharing, you know, and they've shared and they've been clean for 8, 12 years.
Wow.
And they think, oh, now I've got this. And then they stop coming to meetings, and then poof, they've relapsed.
They've relapsed,
you know. And I was thinking, well, I've got to keep going to these meetings
Yeah.
because, you know, you got to listen to these people that share like that. And
It's a lifeline, eh?
yeah, and that's going to help me, stop me. Even though I feel like, oh no, it's all good. I don't, you know, I don't fucking feel like I want to news, you know, but I still go to the meetings because,
Yeah.
you know, that's the only reason why I don't want to news, because I don't want to sit there and go, oh,
You
I
did.
fucked up, you know.
I think because you have such a high expectation of yourself too. I mean, do they say a relapse is not normal but expected or predicted?
Yeah, yeah. In the rehabs and all that, they expect a relapse. You know, and I haven't relapsed once in my journey yet.
And how long has it been?
2.5,
2.5
two and a
years.
half years now.
Does it feel like that?
Nah,
Shorter or longer?
shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You must look around you now and just think. I mean, I haven't lived that life, so you could quite easily just get up and walk out and go and find something.
yeah,
But your whole inner strength to make you not,
yeah,
because you're so much more clear-headed now.
yeah, yeah. And this is my true self. You know,
Wow.
it's not someone that's out of it talking shit.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
making people hear what they want to hear. This is just me and my honest self, and
And it's enough. Hey,
yeah,
you know, like, as I've known you guys for so long and I understand, you know, the mental of so many things around you guys, but when, like what you said, this is you. There's nothing you have to prove anymore.
yeah,
Yeah, you're enough.
yeah,
Yeah, far out. And so, like, you've got muckles now.
yep.
Yep. And you can
Yep.
be true to them. They'll never
Yeah.
know you any other way.
And that's good because the girls know that I'm clean.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't see me as a threat to
Yes.
their kids.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, where with Jerry, you know, Emily, she don't like her girls around him when he's like that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's understandable.
Totally.
That,
Yeah.
you know, I feel so grateful that I can step
Yeah.
in his, you know, with his
Yeah.
absence
Yeah.
to be there for the kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
You know?
that's so important. And what's even better, they'll never know their papa any other way.
Yeah.
Don't know that old you, which
Yeah.
is good. They don't need to know that.
Nah, and that's part of my journey too. Was
Yeah.
you know, to show them, Dad, you know, break that cycle and
Do they believe you, your boys?
who my
Clarence?
boys, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, they do. You know, and I try and take them to my meetings.
Yeah.
Chorus I'm taking them one. And I'm going, Chorus, you can sit here and just vent what's going on with your life. 'Cause, you know, I know you want to, you know, this is good therapy for you, you know. You just sit there and just talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and he did, you know.
Did he?
Yeah.
He shared. Wow.
Yeah, he shared. And I got a shock. And I'm like, because when I'm taking Jerry, he can't even sit still. He's up and down, in and out, in and out. And I'm just sitting there, and the people looking at me laughing. And the girls all think that's funny. And I'm just sitting there so embarrassed with this little
But
shit.
no, he's the poster boy of, you know, the result of
Yeah.
it all. Yeah.
You know, and you just, oh yeah. But yeah, just still my fucking little,
Of course. Are you
Yeah.
more patient?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, he has given me understanding of his addiction.
Yeah.
You know, his addiction is like, you know, there's no way in the Samoan life they will put up with that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be getting a hiding every day. You know,
Yeah.
not killed. You know.
Yeah, I know, because like my boy, when he was with your boy, and my boy is out the gate, and even he couldn't handle your boy. So that is how full on young Jerry is. So
Yeah.
I get it. What about your mum?
Yeah. She's I don't know. I think she's more happy that I'm on this journey. You know, and it helps her.
Yeah.
But yeah. She tolerates me more than I tolerate her, though.
But it's a different relationship, I think, because she's always had such a strong love to Va, your youngest brother, that there is a bond like
Oh,
nothing,
yeah.
you know, and her tolerance of him is so huge. But I think, you know, you older boys, especially you and your oldest brother, have always been a provider to her. in some way.
Yeah.
So I think she's, without you, I don't know where she would be.
Yeah, I try and remind her of that too. Hey, Mum, you'd be homeless if I didn't have this house. But, I just like teasing her, just to bring her back to earth.
Yeah.
And I do, because even though I hate it sometimes,
Yeah.
because all they're doing is just destroying my house. That's all they. That is so rough.
Yeah.
He's got no idea how rough he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's my baby brother.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I can't do anything, and all my mum says, that's your brother, and I go, it's your son.
Yeah.
And it's harder with mum now that, she's more disabled or what she can do. So
She's still sharp though.
Yeah,
She's still really sharp.
Yeah.
And what about your older and younger brother? What about when you see them again?
Oh, no, it'd be good.
I don't think all of you three would ever have talked in that, like when you finally see each other in the shower.
No, we never have because
No.
Jerry, he's just a dictator. He's the dictator of everything.
Oldest brother complex.
Yeah. And I was always the one that was always against what he says. But I always, I was never against it, but I always find reason why, he's making these decisions and because he was never around us growing up and I had to look after Murray and Va, and then he just comes and goes in and out of our family and that's where our conflict always happened.
Do you get stressed now?
What's that for? Oh, no.
No?
No. Just my kid. My kid, Jerry, he stresses me out. But I know how to deal with it,
And you wouldn't have been able to if you weren't on this journey yourself, eh?
If I was using, I wouldn't give a fuck about it, But now I'm not. I do care about it.
Did you ever say, like they were growing up, young men, in that whole, drug talk or if, they're going to dabble, could you feel like you could say something to them, like don't go there? Or...
Oh, well, that was it. I didn't stop them, because they were in high school and all that, and I was smoking marijuana around the house and that. And then they wanted to do it, so I wanted them to do it around the house.
Do you believe it? I've heard that so many times now. Well,
but see, that's me using. That was me using at the time.
But if, like, being clean now,
yeah,
and say your muckles became teenagers and you started to see that, what would your approach be now?
No, I would tell them no.
Yeah.
It's no good. It's going to take them in a dark place where they'll be lucky if they get out of it.
Wow.
Because it does. It don't matter what sort of drugs they use, they're just going to want to use harder and harder.
Yeah.
Until they can't feel anything, And that's where it goes. I've used where I've gone to those places, but I've stopped. And I just went, oh shit, this is no good. This is not me.
So you were always, kind of level-headed even when you were smashed,
Yeah. Yeah, I always analysed the drug I used and thought, no, that's no good. That's like heroin and that, eh? I was like, nah.
Too hard.
Yeah, that's too hard for me, And that's why people are like that with that use it.
And can you, because like what I said, I'm a whānau member of, like, either active addicts or recovering addicts. I can usually pick a person. Can you? You can, eh?
No, I can't now.
Oh, really?
I can't tell
really?
if people are used or not.
No.
And that's what fucks me off because I used to when I was, using.
Yeah.
And now that I'm not using, I can't pick them up. And
I can.
And they say, oh, the bro was out of it.
She's on or he's on it. Oh, no, I can. I think because I've seen, like, the trajectory of someone that's never used to full blown, so I can usually pick it up. And then there's always the physical signs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you see all this and like that, then that when someone's used
But I can usually.
And they're trying to be thing on it, trying to be onto it. I can't.
I think the saddest thing, it's the loss of what life could be like. You know,
Yeah.
when you see someone and you're like, you know.
It is.
So what's your goals now for the next few years? Or do you look that far ahead?
No, I do, but I just at the moment my main one is just nursing this boy of mine
Yeah.
to try and bring him out of it, you know, to get him out of the drugs. But and the only way I can do that is do what I'm doing now,
Yeah.
you know, and show him that there's a better way, you know. And then when he wants to borrow money and all this, I just say, nah. But I end up giving it to him, eh?
Do you?
Yeah, because I know, I can see it.
If
He's
he-
really, you know, hurting and wants something, eh?
But do you think you're giving it because if you don't, he's going to steal or do something bad?
Oh, he's done all that. Doesn't matter. He's done all this. He's sold everything he could of mine then, you know. Just only the other day I caught him with my bag because I could see him in and out and I'm in the kitchen and I could see him trying to make these moves. Okay, and then I went, right, this is the time for him to do it. So when he made the thing for the lounge, I went around and I caught him like this. I went, oh yeah, and he just dropped my bag, goes, what? I ain't got anything. Just like, you know.
But you would never have been that sharp if you weren't clean
Nah,
now,
nah.
eh? He would have had one over you.
Yeah, well, he's had it over me heaps, you know. And I just, it's to me, if he gets away with it, good on you. I just go, well done, son, well done. You know, it's my fault, should have sharpened up. You fucking got me there, boy. You know, that's all I could do because he's got a chance to take everything back.
Of course.
He only just takes $100 or $50, usually $100, you know, just for him to have something and, you know. That's all I say. Well done.
Well
son.
done. But yeah, you've got to stay sharp to keep on. I mean, I know what it's like to have a child that's just on it and the effort that it takes. You know, and it affects everybody in the house. You can't even just say, "Oh, that's my son. I'll just deal with it." You can't. It does.
Yeah.
Anybody else that
Yeah.
lives with you, it affects them too. And there's just this one person trying to move about their own life. You know, so. I think, and did you say with him and Cyrus things have changed?
Yeah, with him and Cyrus, yeah. Cyrus can't stand him, mate, because of the way he is. You know, he's burnt those bridges with him.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, he's caused arguments with their relationship and that, and you know, and to me, Jerry just goes, because he doesn't even know where Cyrus lives. You know,
Yeah.
he just take me to Cyrus's. I go, what for? Because I miss him. You know, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You just want to go there to just harass them. But then that's them giving him the, you know, the opportunity of getting something.
But you just can't, eh?
Nah.
You can't, make
No,
that happen.
he's not worth it, you know. It's not worth the hassle. You know, I protect him as well as I protect the other one.
Yeah, well, that's your job. And you always have.
Tell me about it. Fucking tell me about it. Fucking...
It's a full-time
You know,
job.
Drew might have his issues. Carl's got bigger ones. His ones are like, Dad, I need $400. You know, I've got his car now because he got it repossessed. You know,
No.
and he's like, Dad, I need this and that. And I'm like, right, I'm holding on to this car till you pay my money back. You know, and his girlfriend's going, you know, he won't pay you. He'll to get it back. You know, and I know he probably will get it back.
Yeah.
I've got to try and show some form back.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what it is, these kids...
So when you're like here doing something or away at a camp, who's looking after Jerry? Or do you just have to trust?
No, I go home.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I was at home earlier today, and before I leave, I tell Mum, you all right,
Yeah,
Mum, you all right?
look.
Yeah. Jerry, you all right? Yeah. Just like, and then, you know, and then leave. Before Jerry realised, shit, Dad's going to be home, away from home all day.
Yes,
You know, so he
click
can't,
on.
and he can't bloody ask for money, you know. And by the time I come back, hopefully he's taken his meds and he's out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what about like the physical toll for you having used for so long?
Yeah,
Like
well,
health-wise?
health-wise, all I'm doing is just gaining weight.
But that's, I mean, I know it's not easy to lose, but that's something that can be worked on.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like once you're working on all sorts of
Yeah,
other things.
well, yeah, I'm ready to work on that. I've got me a bike now, mate's
Good.
brought me a bike.
Yep.
Yeah, and so, the mind's there, but yeah, it's just the motivation, and because, with Jerry and Va, they just draw all my energy every day that I've got nothing left.
Honestly, you're doing therapy 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's real, and when I was working, it was even harder, but
So are you off work now at the
yeah,
moment?
I got laid off, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, because
Yeah.
I was at home now trying to recover with
Yeah.
I save with my health, because, coughing and all this shit. And it's getting better now, but yeah, I just needed to relax a bit more.
Well, that would be stress induced too. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, well done you. It's been a huge eye-opener for me. I would never have known any of this, like to actually sit down and talk with you. But you've got a whole many, many years ahead of you to get through so much. Like you've done this part, but there's just so many other areas that are going to
Yeah,
push
well,
you.
I just like to see where my two brothers are at when they get out and what they want to do. And because they'll probably be banned from Palmy.
Yeah.
So they'll probably have to move here somewhere.
Yeah.
And...
How do you feel about that? Like them coming back here?
Yeah, it'll be good, but it's like, what do they want to do in life, though? Where are they going to start? And who's there for them?
Yeah, well, you're a few years ahead of them, in that whole process. So, yeah, I mean, I can't talk for them. I think because one of them, he's, the grandfather of my children too. So I'm just like, that there is the most important thing. And I think that's the purpose, isn't it? You want your sons to be well and your grandchildren to be well, which means you have to be well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would be hard I don't know what it'll be like when you bump into your brothers again. It'd be so different for you. You all.
It will be.
But,
I just hope that they've sobered up in prison, or, because, they can get drugs in prison, but, yeah, I just hope that they're fucking doing something positive for themselves instead of just ticking the boxes in there. And getting out early.
But I think, like you've said, it's been a you journey, like it's for you.
Yeah.
So their one will be for them in whatever way that looks or however long that takes. So, so what's the message, Veri?
What's the message? I don't know.
You keep pushing through.
Yeah.
Keep pushing through.
Keep going forward. And just stay off the drugs. Drugs is no good. Even for the, I didn't realise what pissed me off was what I was doing to the community, and I told them in my sharing that, all I could see when I was supplying was just throwing the bag out the window. I didn't follow that bag where that was going
to every home,
and where that was, and what problems that was causing in the family.
Did you learn that at rehab or at court or jail?
No, I just analysed all that myself, and part of my my apology to the judge for my before my sentence was the harm I was caused the community, and that was through the rehab and all that. Because, after I'd done the rehab, I was sentencing the next day, and and my cousin come from Wellington. We had a big graduation that night.
Yeah.
And she put it all on for me, and then brought me up to Napier for my sentencing, and then he sent me to jail. And she was crying, She's like, "Oh my God!" And I just looked, "Kaz, don't worry about
It's
it."
okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Like what you said, it was the blessing, really.
Yeah, it was. It was a blessing.
And how much more time did you do?
And all I had to do was spend 9 more months, you know, and the judge had brought that 5.5 sentence down to 2.5.
Wow.
So he took 3 years off.
Shit,
You know, and I didn't even know all those sort of discounts
Yeah.
and 5% and 10%. That was all new to me.
Wow.
And then he said 2.5, and it's like you're off to jail, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool.
Okay. Mm.
And then all I did was 9 months
Wow. And
in
then
prison.
you're out. Yeah.
Yeah. I went in there going, look, I've done fucking rehab, don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing, you know, and I was fighting them before I just pulled myself in and went, just shut up,
Yeah.
see where you're going with this, let them just go with the flow, you know.
Wow.
Because I was
That's
telling,
a lot of growth.
yeah, because I was telling the facilitator, look, I've done rehab. They were going, oh, I've got an interview for the program, you know, and I was sitting there, look, I've just come out of rehab, I know what I'm doing, okay. I've got parole in 2 months. I've got parole in 2 months. I don't want to jeopardise it,
Yeah.
you know, thinking they're going to let me out, eh. And then,
Did they take you seriously when you were talking to them? Like,
oh, they just go, oh, yeah,
Okay.
okay, yeah, okay then, okay. Because they don't force people to do the program.
Okay.
You don't have to do it,
Yeah.
but you don't graduate from it too. And so, and they tried to get me up a couple of times, and then I went back, and then I was thinking, you know, because guys are in there going, you don't need to do it, bro. You're all good, you know. You've done the rehab, bro. You don't need to do their shit, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about it. Hey, man, you know, God's telling me do something. You know, someone's telling me you got to do this program.
Yeah.
And so I went back, and the program's already started, and I went, hey, look, can I
A bit of humble pie.
can I come on the program? And they're like, oh, look, we're going to have to ask the group if it's all right for you to come because it's so late now, you know. And I just went, oh, yes, please, you know. And then, hey, and the group's only 5 of them and there should be 10, you know. And it was lower than numbers anyway. And so they went, oh, look, we've had a meeting and yes, you can come and join into our group. You know, and so I went, oh,
And you
cool.
genuinely got something out of it?
Yeah, no, I did.
Wow.
I did. You know, but it was totally different from the NA to the rehab and doing the prison program. Totally different style of it. You know, where I'm saying, no, that's not right. You know, or, you should be doing it like this. But I never knew there were other different styles of rehab. You know, and then what happened? And then my parole was coming up, you know, and I was only like 2 months into the program, just 6-month program, you know, and the guys were going, oh, you're not going to get out after the program. And I'm like, oh, surely, you know. And the others are going, no, you've done rehab, you're going to get it. You know, and then I went to the parole board, you know, and all they were interested in was, oh, look, what did you do for your rehabilitation when I went in when I was a teenager? And I went,
a teenager.
They didn't have rehabilitation back then, you know. And they went, oh yeah, okay, come and see us after your program, your DTU program's finished. You know, and I just went, oh fuck, that's another fucking 5 months, you know, and that was at it was ending at November.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going up to the board again at November, and it was only in July. And so, you know, and with these programs, with the prison one, you had to, every day, you had to write in your diary what you did.
Wow.
You know, and that was part of your inventory, whatever they call it.
Did you keep up with it?
Yeah, I did.
Cut and paste.
Every fucking, you know, and I'm like writing, this is how I'm feeling and everything, this is what I did, you know, and the good thing about it was, you know, I learnt about the culture too, Samoan, you know, doing our, you know, in the Samoan language, you know, the guys in there, you know, they knew a lot about it, the inmates, you know, and that's where I learnt some of doing the haka and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do performances in front of the.
How'd you feel doing that?
Oh, I feel proud because
Oh,
you know I've never done it before,
no.
and we're doing it in front of the screws, and all we're doing it for is the fee. You know, we did Matariki and did the
Holy.
Cook Island Language Week and Samoan Language Week. Anything that was thing, we were going,
You
yeah,
were
we're doing
doing
a
it.
performance. You know, they're like, okay, do it, and it was only the guys that performed get to have a fee.
Yeah. And
So,
you'd mentioned God just very briefly, and like I know that you grew up in the church, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So is that a thing for you?
Oh, yeah, hard
Yeah?
out. Yeah, that's my higher power now.
Really?
Yeah.
Your mum would must be over the moon.
Yeah, no, she is. I go to church every Sunday at
Do you?
on Recovery Church, yeah.
Recovery church. Oh.
That's part of our. That's what I learnt at the rehab in
Wow.
Wellington.
Yeah.
Was we had Recovery Church, and this was in the Salvation Army,
Yeah.
and so when I got out, I went to the Salvation Army in Napier.
Yeah.
I went, do you guys do a recovery church? They go, oh no, we're trying to start one. And I went, oh yeah, okay. And then I went back a couple of weeks later. I went, have you started your recovery church? They go, oh no, we're still trying to start one off. And so and they go, do you know anyone that could help us with it? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, and
Yeah, and so all I was thinking was, well, I'm not going to do it because, but I'm going to ask one of the guys in our NA group to do it, you know, and I did, and I went up to Stu, and I said, Stu, you'll be the best guy. I'm thinking that could do this, you know, start off our recovery church, and I'll back you up. I'll help you whatever you need to do, you know, to start this recovery church off. Yeah. And I
So
play
is it
in the
like
band. I play in the band.
are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so, I can't even believe
I play in the
it.
drums in our
Oh
recovery
my
church. And
gosh.
yeah, we play every
Is it a true service?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's at 6:30 to 7:30 at night, and it's all about recovery, and you know, and about our higher power, and while we're
Oh my
there.
gosh, look at you. You're just not you aren't the same person that I've known. So wow. Far out. So yeah, like your social life is huge then. Like it's part of your
Thursday nights band practice, you know. Yeah, no, geez, oh yeah, no, it's all good though. You know,
Totally.
we sing all songs about recovery. It's not more like, it's not the church songs. It's about songs we feel that, you know, like Tom Petty and, you know, Learning to Fly and Amazing Grace.
Yes.
And Knocking on Heaven's Door. You know, these are some of the songs
Did you
we
ever
play.
think a few years ago, you would ever be living the life you live now?
Nah.
Holy.
Yeah, but that's part of my social life too.
Yeah, totally. Jeez, Betty. Yeah, you have got a lot to talk to your brothers about when that time comes.
Yeah.
Oh, far out. I'm proud of you. Yeah.
So yeah, that's, you know, so I tell Mum, I'm off to practice.
She would love that.
I'm off to church now, and she goes, yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Never would she have thought.
Yeah, she goes to her church and I go to my church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at that, you've made it work. Oh, see, and all of those things have fallen into something bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And see, so after our church on Sundays, the pastor always provide a feed and cup of tea for everyone that comes along.
The fellowship part of it, eh? Yeah, because that matters just as much.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Vidi.
Yeah.
Heck.
So,
Good on you.
So, yeah, this part of the shit that I'm not shit that, you know, that I've helped, you know, with, since I've been out.
Do you see people in your old life much? Or it's easy for you to avoid?
Nah.
It's different circles now, eh?
Yeah. You know, and I tell them if they do that, there's a seat there for you if you want to come. You know, I tell them also the members that, you know, I'm still a patch member, but I'm not an active member, you know.
Yeah, old boy.
Because I've got, and I tell them it's because of my brothers that are in it, you know. I don't want to let them down too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You always love each other.
Yeah.
Big loyalty to each other.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, and that's how it is.
Yeah. You've been able to create your own life. Your own true life.
Yeah, it's something I'm happy with.
Oh, good.
You know, yeah. And I'm grateful for what I've got. You know, and it always feels nice to, and especially when you see what's going on around the world.
Yeah.
Just to be in your own place.
Yes.
And just keep you safe and just, be lucky you wake up the next day and start again.
Yeah, that's right. And you're living such a full, well life now and building on it every day, even with all the ups and downs of the boy, your brother, all of that. You can look past that and think there's like what you said, a higher purpose.
Yeah.
Holy, oh my gosh. All right. Well, thank you.
Okay.
You have just, opened my mind to so many more things about yourself and your life. Thank you.
That's all good. Yeah, I didn't even mention that about my church and all that.
No, like you had text to say, I'm at Recovery Church. I just thought that was the name for NA. I didn't know it was actually church. I'd never even heard of a thing. I actually was Googling NA before you turned up because I don't know anything about it. So, no, you've taught me a lot.
Yeah, Narcotics Anonymous, that's how they like to leave it, anonymous.
Yeah.
So you're lucky to hear about it. I didn't even know about it, But,
And then, your church.
It's like a little community.
Of course, yeah.
And then when you go around the country, like I've been to the Palmerston one and then the Wellington one, and you meet up with those people again, go, hey, I saw you over there.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah. Good night.
Well, that's it. You actually can sleep when you're meant to sleep now,
Yeah, well, it's just, with work and that, it was just draining me. Shit at home, and I'm like, I'm off to sleep, fucked, I'm too fucked.
So now it's good that you're not working because you need to have that time to get you well.
Yeah, trying to charge up again.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
Awesome. Thank you.
All good.